Hello guys, today we're going to be doing some litter picking and some graffiti removal. You join me. I've got a new camera today, so you should be able to see a lot better, hear me a lot better, and it just should be 10 times better really. Yeah, I've only got a couple of things, so it should be, I do this weekly, so it shouldn't be too bad today, but it is starting to rain as well. We do have to bear that one in mind. So fingers crossed I can get all of this done. This should be silky smooth now as well, because I've got some new stabilisation on board this camera. I'm shooting with the GoPro Max because it allows me to kind of experiment with 360 content, as well as keeping kind of my standard normal content, I guess is what you could call it. Well, I think I'm going to be very lucky in the fact that I'm going to be able to get across here and collect lots of this without traffic. It's currently about 9:15 in the morning, so we're hopeful. That's what I always say. I may just pop it on a time lapse until I find something interesting, really. I've got some spare batteries on me in case we die, although I'm hoping that won't be the case today. If it does start raining, I might have to put a raincoat on, but other than that, it doesn't stop me litter picking at all. I find that by having this camera on as well, people tend to act differently, so people tend to not do some things that they were going to do. So yeah, I find it interesting, really. So, how's everyone's week been? Been good? Been bad? Let me know below. Also, let me know where you're from. I'm from the UK, just north of London, well, kind of northeast, that kind of region. So yeah, to be fair, it's not too bad. I did have a walk down yesterday with my dog, but I didn't see too much. It's mainly in the central reservation bits and you get the most of it. There did used to be a bin up here at this bus stop, but the council did since take that away. So that's not particularly helpful, although there is one across the other side of the road. To be fair, a bit of light rain is actually quite nice when you're picking. It kind of cools you down a little bit. I was going to say, I did see something along here. I just couldn't quite remember where it was. It's just here. What else have we been up to? Since you last saw me, we've managed to get quite a few bins in place. We're going to walk past one, which I may or may not have shown before in one of my videos, but yeah, it is starting to get a little heavier now, so I may have to down the raincoat already, although hopefully not, which I quite like not having to, but we might have to, depending on the weather. All of you have said about the bag hoop. I have purchased a bag hoop, but I haven't yet brought it out with me, because of course I've forgotten about that one. There's quite a bit of plastic here. I'm reckoning that some the plastic recycling has perhaps not quite made it into the recycling, I guess. There's a little bit there as well. Since we last talked, there's been a disposable vape ban. So disposable vapes are now no longer legal to buy or sell. I found another vape of the day there. This is reusable because you can see it's got a charging port on the bottom. There's its packaging probably. When you think about it, vapes have quite a lot of packaging because they contain things like the instruction book, the do's and don'ts of using that particular vape, how to refill the new ones now. That adds about a page. So it's not particularly great. Some people have asked me about whether I have a trolley. I don't have a trolley. I just find that having a trolley doesn't allow me to particularly pick very easily. I seem to not find too much rubbish, unlike some other people out there. So I think I'm quite lucky in that sense, because we have a pretty good council who are on things straight away. So if you report something to them, they'll be on it. The problem places are mainly at bus stops without bins, but the problem is you can't please everyone, because if you please everyone, then there's no money left to go around. There's a little bit across the road, so I will try and get across. I've also been asked why I decided to listen big, and I think I don't know, it depends on the person really. Some people do it because they enjoy keeping their place tidy, others do it for the environmental effects. I think I just do it for everything really. It's nice to see someone caring for my community, and you know, whenever I see someone else doing it, it kind of makes me feel kind of, I don't know, proud really. So we're almost at my one of the bins the council have put in recently. It's just around this corner. As you can see though, there's another bus stop without a bin, and it's always the ones without a bin that are the issue. Just pop across. See a little coffee cup here. I do try my best to pick both sides of the road because it just saves time really. You cover more ground as well. Usually you can see pretty much surface level stuff, so it's not usually a problem. I always stop over here because the top tiles manager is quite nice, but it's quite clean to be fair today. Yep, there you go. Obviously we don't try too much on private land, it's just because our council won't pick it up if we did. So it's fairly clean. The odd cigarette packet. I'm constantly scanning both sides of the road, making sure I haven't forgotten anything or left anything. That's a lot cleaner than it used to be. I also feel that once you keep going over the same area, it does start to get a little tidier, a little cleaner. People start to respect it more. This one's always a problem because it's another bus stop. You would have definitely seen this one in one of my videos. Where else can we go? We're going to go down here. We're probably going to loop round onto the roundabout and then cross over there. Yeah, so you got some lemon juice. Oh, that's quite full lemon juice. So a food truck parks up here, so it's usually rather bad. To be fair, it's not too bad today. In terms of the amount of litter that's usually here, it is reasonable. We also usually find quite a lot of disposable vapes, but they seem to slowly be dwindling. In numbers, of course. As I said, that is pretty clean. We're going to try and remove this sticker. So all we do with this is we literally try and scrape it off. It depends really on how long the sticker's been here, what type of adhesive they've used. This is definitely a trickier one. There we go, peels right off. Lovely jubbly. Let's move on. Monster can. It's always when you're about to cross the road, you see a little bit just under your nose. Okay. Oh. I'm going to go and clear up that bit there because that's disgusting. This is all probably from the food truck. So someone's come and sat down here to eat their lunch or dinner. And then just decided that they will leave it here. I can't pick up every bit because it's all quite soggy because we've had quite a bit of rain the last few days, so I would love to get every little bit out of every bush, but sometimes it's literally just not feasible. There's a little bit there which we'll go and get. To be fair, this island is pretty good. Overall, it isn't too bad. Since the council installed the bin that is just up here, it has got quite clean. As you can see, it's not bad at all. It's definitely been worse. That was a lovely council operative in a sweeper. So they're basically the backbone, and we're kind of, you know, we instruct them really. Some people say, oh well, it shouldn't be like that, but unfortunately councils these days, especially in the UK, only have a certain amount of resources to kind of allocate. As you can see, this is the bus stop with our brand new bin. You can see it is being used quite a bit, and very little. So my plan of action is, there's a roundabout just up here by the Sainsbury's, which is always littered in kind of the Sainsbury's gloves you get at your petrol station. So I'm going to clean that up, and then I've decided that I'm going to go up across the bridge and I'll pop the bag down there, as that is one of the closest bins. We are starting to get a little bit wetter now, but it's just a light drizzle at the moment, so I think we should be okay. Or at least that is the hope, that we will be okay for the moment. If anyone knows of any GoPro maps that can go on kind of like a stick really, anything with like the thumbs, what do I call it, like the GoPro forks, and then, or also the kind of quarter 20 screw thread that's at the bottom of cameras, because that's got one at the bottom of the GoPro. So if anyone's got any of those kind of things for a GoPro, litter picker, that would be really useful. Have a quick check for shopping trolley from Sainsbury's. Can't see one. Overflowing bin though. Graffiti all gone. That's nice. Right. Once we can get across, so that car there is potentially. There we go across. There we go. To be fair, it's not too bad again. I don't know whether that's because I'm doing it more, perhaps someone else is doing it. You see a little bit there. But it's good. It's reducing, I guess. Normally I could have got about 4 or 5 bags on this way, but I'm now down to literally hardly filling one, which is progress, I would say. If restaurants and takeaways could stop selling single-use stuff, like in France when you go there, you have reusable serving stuff, and it all gets put in a dishwasher afterwards. Yes, you've got to worry about the electricity from like the dishwasher, but in terms of the waste being just generated, there is far less in terms of carbon. So it should definitely be a priority to reduce single-use packaging, especially if you're eating in. Yes, it may lead to eventually too many items being stolen, but I think then you can counteract that by saying that it's then better for the environment. Cross over here when we can. Oh, not yet. Not yet. Eventually, after this one. As I previously mentioned, it's not that bad. So yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, if you litter pick anywhere, or if you do anything like removing graffiti, things like that, to kind of make your community feel more welcoming. I've got some products to try out today called Graffiti Go. So I'm planning on trying that out on like a traffic light box that's up here. So we'll see how that works. I'll catch you in a bit. So that is me done. I did a whole bag. I found 2 disposable vapes and cleaned up a load of litter really. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, like and subscribe, and I'll be posting quite regularly now. So yeah, thank you.